Jack, how do you reflect on a point?
Yeah, I think obviously when you come to Man City, I think it's a tough place to come. No matter what stage they're in, we know obviously they've not been their best this season, but it's still a really hard place to come. But I think both teams had chances. You know, they hit the post. Carlos had one at the end. I should have squared one at the end, but I think in the end we'll take a point.
Yeah, those two chances at the end, Baleba shooting over the bar and your opportunity to cross the ball as well. Will you be replaying that tonight in your mind?
Yeah, definitely. I think for the rest of the game that was playing on my mind. Now, obviously, you've got to forget it quickly, but yeah, I thought the defender was going to cut off the cutback, so I've tried to go for goal, but I think on reflection, I've got to cut it back. But you know, you can't always get these decisions right in football, and we come away today with a point, so it's better than nothing. Yeah,
and it says a lot that you're coming to somewhere like the Etihad Stadium and being disappointed with just a point. That's a measure of how well you played today and the progress that you're making this season as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think the run we're on, we've gone into every game believing we can beat anyone, and you know, we're in a good place. The change room's in a good place. We're all fighting for each other. The fans have been unbelievable. So if we can keep this momentum going, it's going to be hard to stop us.
The goal went down as an own goal, but will you try and have a word and claim it?
I don't know. I think it's probably fair. It was going off target, I'd say, but if they can try get it to me, then that'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah.
Just finally, it's only a point now separating you from the top four. Obviously, the top five yet could be a Champions League spot for the club. Obviously, you've been around it for a while now. To understand what that would mean, you're getting closer to what would be a huge dream for Brighton. How much of a motivation is there to get over the line now and push into those places in the games that are remaining?
Yeah, definitely. You know, last season we had a taste of what Europe can be like, and as a club we are just driving every day to get back to that feeling, because we know that them games are special, and yeah, you know, it'd be a great achievement for the club if we can finish in that top, what is it, 5 or top 7 for Europe. So yeah, we're definitely pushing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No doubt they will keep pushing for European football until the very end, and it looks like they will get it in some form. Manchester City, on the other hand, how do you feel about their performance today, Shay?
A bit frustrating again, I think. You know, look at Pep's reaction. We've seen Pep's reaction towards the officials towards the end. There was a bit of a controversial tackle in there, I think, from Rutter on Guardiola. You know, I think he left a bit on it. VR did have a look at it, but I think maybe that's why Pep was really angry, because he felt maybe endangered his player. And of course, when you concede 2 points at home, you're going to be angry with whoever's prepared to listen, you know. But it's not the Pep of old, you know, the swagger, the arrogance. He's under pressure. Michael mentioned before the game, you know, we've seen Pep at the very height of, you know, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, the best of the best. And now this is the first time in his old managerial career there's a dip, and he feels at times he's feeling the pressure.
Absolutely. You can see it, can't you, in his body language and just with what we saw at the end, Karen?
Yeah, but no one likes losing or not picking up the points or in the position that they're in. As we all know, he's used to being the top. He's been used to being chased, and ultimately now he's chasing. So it's tough, but he's the best, and he'll find a way. It might not be this season, but I'm sure he'll bounce back next season to try and get that title back.
Absolutely. Well, let's look through the second half action. We're going to show you the Kusanov own goal. Talk us through this, Mo.
Yeah, it was Hinshelwood. He's being marked, and then Rico Lewis just lets him go, I feel. And then obviously he's on his own. There's we highlight Rico Lewis. He's marking him, and then he just lets him go. He drifts. There's 2 players in the middle there. And it's a decent enough first touch, but it's just a little bit behind him. He digs it out, and I think that's going wide, and obviously it hits Kusanov, and there's the own goal. But unfortunate from Manchester City's point of view. However, you know, the deflection was unfortunate. He was still an unmarked player in the 6-yard box, or just on the 6-yard box. It's not really good enough from City.
It's a classic example of don't vacate the box until you're cleared your lines. Rico Lewis has gone and watched the ball. Michael's right, and his players peeled off him. I feel for Kusanov in the picture there. You know, he's had not an iffy start, but just a stoppy start, and then obviously the own goal gives them the point.
Well, it's interesting because both of these sides had a chance to win it. There were a few chances that flew in towards the end of the second half. Let's have a look at Gonzalez hitting the post here for City.
I mean, I'm not sure how he's not scored that, if I'm being brutally honest. Unmarked round the back post. I can't even give an answer for it. It's a perfect situation there to kind of get yourself out of that own goal maybe situation, dig yourself and help his teammate out there. But I don't know how he's missed it, to be fair. Whether he takes his eye off it, I'm not sure.
Big chance.
And then one for Brighton as well. Carlos Baleba here, Shay.
Yeah, well, it's an unbelievable chance. You see him just the left-hand side of the referee. The ground he makes up, I think Dawn mentioned in commentary. Look at him sprinting into the picture now. This has got goal written all over it, and I just can't believe it. He does stick in the back of the net.
You've been setting yourself up for that, haven't you?
Setting it up all night. But again, like City's problems all season, you think, here's Gundogan and Gonzalez. Can they get back into a position, a defensive position, and defend it? And I think, believe it, look, he's free as the bird. Look at the space team at the edge of the box. He could even take a touch. He could do anything. And maybe, as I say, Don mentioned it, he's just that tired because it's such a long busting run he's done. But I don't think you'll ever get a better chance of that. He had been scored than that.
Yeah, and you can see it all from the manager there as well. Now, you did mention, actually, the foul from Ruta on Guardiola. We're going to have a look at it now. What did you think of this? Because Pep's frustration seems to have stemmed from this incident.
Yeah, he was upset with something. We think it's this. It's mistimed, don't get me wrong, and yeah, you could justify. I don't think it's a red card or anything personally. I mean, his leg is sliding along the floor. It's not a high challenge. You know, he could have got a yellow card, absolutely. But I can understand Pep Guardiola feeling that was a dangerous tackle, but I don't think it's red.
Well, you teed me up nicely there. Let's hear from the man himself. Here he is, Pep Guardiola.
To the day. Pep, to go ahead twice in that game, it might feel like a bit of a missed opportunity. How do you reflect on a point from today?
Well, it was a good game, a tight game. I know how difficult it is to make the process, the situations that we are now with all the Brighton, how good is in that positions, and we make a good moments. They had, we start the second half, we had the chances, and after concede a goal in a sloppy situation, and after, we struggled 10-15 minutes, and after we finished real well. The players gave everything. Yeah, we take the point and keep going.
When you look at everything that's you've gone through this season and you get the setbacks like Brighton pulling you back level, starting the second half very well, Brighton, the fact that your players react to that and keep pushing, are you seeing confidence returning to your players?
Of course I have confidence. Always I had and always I will have. So I think the young players play really good. Omar played really good, and Jeremy again. So it's an incredible threat to bring to the final third, and the physical team like them, they play really good. All the defenders were so clever, so winning duels. So yeah, it's a pity, but they have, in the moment they have two chances that when they're a little bit uncertain, but we had a lot as well. And unfortunately, first half to the Savinho, the post, and in the corner with Nico, and the last cross from Kevin. So we were close, but unfortunately we could not do it. And of course, big compliment from Brighton because it's a good team, and good result for us.
There was, of course, yet another record broken by Erling Haaland. I know you were asked about him during the week as well, but his numbers are just incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, you couldn't hang on to it, but they kept pushing for that win. Do you sort of feel like, is it coming, the progress that you want to see in the team? Obviously, you had to bounce back from defeat last week, and you get the point here today. You go into an international break now. Is it kind of, are you feeling that the progress is coming for your team in these now 9 cup finals that you have this season?
Yes. So we're much better than Nottingham. Nottingham were not in the right rhythm, but the players give the pace that we have up front. The 4 players up front is so dangerous. They create a lot, and we're happy for that.
Well, let's take you back to the beginning of this match and talk through all of the key moments. And it started with, obviously, Haaland scoring a penalty. Talk us through the penalty incident, Karen.
Yeah, I mean, credit to City high pressing and Brighton trying to play out of it, but both of their goals they conceded were from turnovers in central dangerous areas. And as soon as City win it back, it goes straight at you, and there's no question about it whether it's a penalty. I think the heavy touch from Marmoush then, and then the cutback means that the defender's coming in, and for me it's no question it's a penalty, is the right decision. But I think the heavy touch drew them in, and because Brighton are trying to play out, they're quite vulnerable then in numbers at the back when they turn it over.
Yeah, I mean, Marmoush was lively today. I thought he played really well. No question, that's one of the easiest decisions the referee will ever have to make. A definite penalty. He obviously goes to block the shot. Trailing leg catches him. Haaland steps up, and you know the rest.
Yeah, his 21st league goal, and he's now had 100 goal involvements, and he's the first player to do so in less than 100 games. I know we've talked a lot about City setting records for the wrong reasons, but that's a record that he will love.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to break so many more, isn't he? You know, he's playing in a great team with great players around him, creating chances for him. He's the main focal point. As I said earlier, he's come to the country having almost earned his stripes and learned his trade at other clubs. So he's come to the Premier League at the absolute perfect time, at the absolute perfect club at the time. It's all just, it's all just the perfect storm to be, obviously, to break all these figures and numbers and records, and he's only going to continue to do so.
I'm sure he will. Let's have a look at the equaliser. Shay, for you, was there a foul on Guardiola in the build-up to this one?
I think we looked at it at half-time, and Karen probably got a spot on. I think maybe in Champions League or something you might get a foul, but I think in the Premier League, the physicality of it, I don't think it is a foul on Guardiola. I think it's Hinshelwood. He just sort of toe pokes the ball away. You'll see here on the second angle. He clearly toe pokes the ball away, and I think Guardiola kicks the bottom of his foot. Now, the foul on Rutter, I think, was a bit soft after that. You know, he goes down easy, but he puts his hand on his back, I think it is. See, I don't think it is a foul. I really don't. City are stretched at this point, obviously out of position. I think Diaz and Haaland are complaining about it, but for me, I think he's probably made the right decision there.
And then they were awarded a free kick, and then this is what happened. I mean, this was pretty special, was it not?
This is incredible. I mean, Shay can defend his goalkeeper if he wants.
I tried badly.
From an attack, look how wide he hits this. That bends loads. He hits it so far wide and brings it right back in. You know, fair play to him. That's a brilliant finish.
And then Marmoush took them ahead.
Yeah, like Michael said, he was the bright spark. Again, Brighton turnovers. You know, you'd be disappointed to concede from there. And I love it. He has the opportunity to shoot, doesn't overcomplicate it. At times, City have been, 1-2 pass too many, but no. Marmoush sees a goal, touch out of his feet, and no pressure to the ball, and the keeper's absolutely got no chance. There's a brilliant finish, and that's 11 goals for City now outside of the box this season. And when teams drop deep, that's where you have to try and get the goals, when they drop off you.
And then after that, we showed you earlier Kusnos' own goal, which means that it ended 2 apiece. And you can see the Premier League table then. It's as you were, really. It's a point and a couple of places between these two sides, but it's just so tight in the race for Europe and specifically the race for Champions League football.
Oh, that's it, yeah. I mean, it looks like the top and bottom, especially after today's results as well at the bottom. It looks like they're all sealed, doesn't it? So the Champions League positions, are the ones that we're going to be looking at for the last, 10 games of the season. It's just a great fight that's going to go.
It makes it very exciting, doesn't it, from here until the end?
It does, because it's such a big prize as well. You think of the finances and the PSR and all that sort of stuff. It's hugely important for all these teams to get into them Champions League spot, and not forgetting City, because they're probably one of the highest paid players in the whole Premier League. So it's a big thing for them. Pep mentions the last 10 games over cup finals, and I think he's probably right for them.